Okay, hey everybody, this is a practice run. We got the guys out there cutting the grass, but we gotta use what time we have. So this is going to be my EFT De-Stress in 5 Steps class by me, J.P. Bailey, M.A. And just so you know, I wrote the book on EFT for codependency recovery, and I'm on Facebook, Recovery Tapping on Facebook, and then my blog, Recovery Tapping. So I've been really into this whole recovery tapping stuff, and so now I want to teach a quick class how to do EFT, really easy. I wanted to break it down into 5 easy steps. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and they are an energy psychology technique or modality for healing emotional things, and it'll heal headaches and other things too. It's basically, I thought I had a good picture on here, based on acupuncture. They call it acupuncture for the emotions without the needles. So no needles, we just use our fingers to tap on the acupuncture points to de-stress in just a couple of minutes. Now, let's move on to the 5 easy steps of how to do this. And I'm going to try to keep these really short, because this is a practice run basically to see how long this is going to take and how it's going to come out. Alright. So learn EFT. First we have to learn EFT in 5 easy steps, okay? Once we've learned it, then we need to practice it or use it. So we're also going to use it in 5 easy steps. So we're going to do 2 lists of 5 steps, and then we're going to learn how to chart our results. And I'm going to show you a nice, easy chart. I just divided it into 4 basic categories so you can track your results. That's very important because you got to know if this is working. Okay, so first we have to learn it in 5 easy steps. Here's the 5 steps we have to learn. Alright, so the first step always is we have to identify the problem. Okay, what do you want to tap on? Is it a feeling? Is it a situation? Is it a belief? Is it a circumstance? Is it you're pissed off at a person because they cut you off in the highway? You know, you have to be specific, but just identify the problem. First we have to know what the problem is before we can go further. So pick a problem or something that's stressing you out and identify it, meaning like write it in a sentence. The second step is we have to rate that problem on a scale of 1 to 10 of how bad it is. Okay, so 10 is you're completely stressed out, and 1, you're kind of a little bit bothered. 0 would be absolutely, no problem at all. So for this problem, give it a number. A SUDS number means subjective units of distress. So how many units of distress does it give you? A 7, an 8, a 9, a 10? 10 plus? Okay, so that's the second thing. The third thing is we have to learn the statements. Alright, there's a couple different kinds of statements. The very first one is the setup statement. We have to set up this round of tapping by saying out loud in a sentence. And it's a very basic setup. The setup always starts with even though. We'll use shorthand. Okay, even though I have this problem. What's the problem? Up here. So even though I'm pissed off about a guy who ran me off the road, comma, I love and accept myself. So that's going to be your setup statement. Even though I have this problem, I love and accept myself. That's the setup statement. So you fill in the blank of what your problem is. The next kind of statement is the reminder phrase. It's not really a whole sentence anymore. Now we have a phrase. And the phrase is basically the problem. So it's like the setup, but in a very shortened, 1 to 2 words, or like a small phrase. As we tap on all the points, we want to say out loud this phrase. So as I'm tapping, I'm going to be saying, this anger, this frustration, this stress, the stress about the car, blah, blah, blah. You just want to repeat the problem so that as you're tapping or treating on the problem, you want to say it for each of the acupuncture points that we're going to be tapping on. Now later, we'll also learn the remainder phrase and the choices phrase, and there's some other things we can use, but that's a little more advanced. This is just basic stuff. So we just need to learn our setup statement and our phrase. And then the next thing we need to learn, of course, are the points. Now I'm going to do points in just a minute on the whole board here. So we have to learn the points. There's 9 points or 14 points depending on which round we use, which brings us to number 5. We have to learn the 2 rounds. We have the shortcut round. That's the easy one we're going to learn first. It's short and easy. That's involves 9 of the points. And then there's the long round. We just call it the long round. Okay, it involves all 14 of the acupuncture points that we're going to learn in number 4. So, shortcut, you just tap around these 9 points. Long round, you're going to tap points, do the gamut procedure, and then tap points again. So they refer to this as the sandwich. You're tapping, you're rubbing a gamut spot while you do some brain exercises using the eyes and some other things. Then you tap again. That whole thing is called the long round. So that's basically all you need to know. Now once you do these a few times and you have the cheat sheet handout that I'm going to give you, you won't even have to worry about memorizing all this right now. You'll memorize it very easily just by doing it. So the next video is going to be on the points. We're going to learn the points next. So stay tuned.